you've probably watched the cheese toasty scene in the movie Anyone But You, or you may well have caught Gordon Ramsay's epic fail in making a cheese toasty. So it's given me a few ideas, and I have got a recipe for the perfect, ultimate grilled cheese sandwich. I understand that you are the youngest cheesemaker
Yes.
in Britain.
I mean, it's a bit of a title to live up to.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
strong, isn't it?
You get the whiff, don't you?
You really do.
So in here is our hard cheese room.
This is where the magic
Yeah.
happens, right? What I'm looking for are cheeses that are going to stand up to spices.
Yeah,
So I've got an idea: spiced chili cheese toasty,
Yeah.
super melt-tastic. Where would I go for that?
Let's try some and sort of see what you think will work best.
Chloe, you are talking my language. Let's get into the tasting.
So this is the brie.
That's unlike any other brie I've had.
This is the Manchego style cheese.
Right, okay.
You get more of sort of like a sweeter taste with that on the palate, but you
Yeah.
still get that strength behind it as well.
It's just like nuttiness as well.
Yes.
And how would you typically use that?
Grated on the top, some pasta, pizza. You can't really go wrong.
That's going to give me all the cheese tear. That's
Yeah.
going to be perfect.
Hold on a minute, because there's still one more that you need to try. I think you're going to get even more of that cheese stretch with the regatta.
You had that one tucked up your sleeve, didn't you?
I was saving that one till the end.
That is knockout. So I've just come back from the Marlow Cheese Company. Brilliant visit. That is sensational. That just hits you right between the eyes. There is so much flavour going on in this box. So let's get to it. So for our chili cheese toasty, we're going to make a fabulous chutney. Now you'll notice that I'm using all the stalks. Plenty of flavour in those. You don't want to just peel off the leaves. I only ever peel off the leaves when I'm dressing a dish. Not one, but 2 finger green chilies. You might be kind of thinking, whoo, man, that's a bit too much for a chili cheese toasty. Well, the reason I'm doing that is because we've got dairy. And when we're parking heat with dairy, the dairy counteracts it, right? So we want our chilies to kind of cut through. We need a little bit of salt. And of course, just to balance it out, I'm using a little bit of sugar. But this is my favourite kind of sugar. This is Jaggery. It's a bit more caramelly, a little bit more toffee, and it's not as processed as white sugar. I'm going to add just a touch of water. Yes! Oh my goodness, that is the proper stuff. Now I'm going to give this to cameraman. Pat, what do you think? Have a go on that.
Very good.
Yes! Come on, what do we think?
Yeah, it's got quite a substantial kick.
It's got a load of freshness in there as well, right? One of the things that we're going to need to add to our chili cheese toasty, it's a little bit of a classic from Mumbai, where you take some mashed potato, and into that mash you add some red onion, some red pepper, some turmeric and some cumin seeds. But to give it all of that flavour, we need a little bit of oil so that we can heat up our turmeric. So we're not going to be using turmeric raw. I never do that. What's that going to do? It's going to give us a fabulous kind of tang, that gorgeous kind of yellowy hue that is so reminiscent of the Indian subcontinent. But here's the little secret ingredient. This is my smoked Indian salt. This is chaat masala. It tastes incredible. If you love ingredients like this, or you like recipes like this, you could head to my sausage and masala mash and see what we do there as well. Okay. When we make indulgent dishes like this isn't about calorie counting. This is about counting good times, fabulous flavours coming together. It's going to be like a meal in its own right. It's not like a snack. We don't want just any cheap white bread. You're worth more than that. I've gone to our local bakery and I've picked up the best sourdough loaf that I can find, because we want some sourdough that's going to soak up all of those ingredients, going to be great in a pan as well. We butter both slices all the way to the edge. You can't skimp on this. One side, chutney. Other side, our lovely turmeric mash up, smashed mashed potato. So now we go in with our cheese. And you want cheese on both sides. And I layer it up. This is perfect for like a Saturday or weekend, Sunday brunch, that kind of thing, because it feels like a meal in its own right. It properly sets you up for the day. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So now I'm going to butter both sides. Goes butter side down in the pan. Now butter onto the other side. It's going to be on a kind of a medium heat, because I want the heat to transfer all the way through the sandwich. Oh yeah, that sounds great. I'm going to just have a little look to see how it's toasting, and the smell of that Gouda coming all the way through. Hey, what does that look like? Oh yes, that's looking spectacular. Look at that oozy gooey cheese coming all the way through. It's just what I was hoping for. I can see all the green coming through from the chutney, the crunch of that perfectly just toasted sourdough. This is the moment of truth. Oh my goodness. All of my senses are just going bananas at the minute. I get the heat, I get the cheese, I get the mashed potato, onions, red pepper, the whole thing is like, this is like an orchestra of flavour. This is my chili cheese toasty. And you know what? It's just for me. Mmm. Mmm.